Okay everybody, welcome down the glide slope. Again, we are trying this for the third time. We are going to try to make this flight from San Diego up across the LA Bravo on the coastal route transition. I've had this flight crash twice on me now. I think it was actually the Oculus software error that was causing the problem. So we'll see how it goes. And I only have about an hour, a little less than an hour, so we're going to get as close to Los Angeles as we can. This is the bottom line. Let's get the weather. Oops. Weather is 134.8.
San Diego INTL information X-ray. 1600 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 14, dew point -25. Altimeter 3009. Arriving runway 27, departing runway 27. Advise on initial contact you have X-ray.
Okay, clearance 125.9, ground 123.9, tower 118.3. Clearance delivery 125.9.
San Diego.
I haven't heard anybody yet on PilotEdge. We'll see. Sometimes this is toggled wrong and I don't hear them. Let's see if we hear them now. Just check my audio settings really quick. Okay. I haven't heard anything from them yet. Let's see if we got them. What are we calling? Hi Marvin, good to see you. Okay, let's see if we can actually get PilotEdge to work here and see if they can hear us. What are we in? We're in a Saratoga. And we have X-ray and we want to have north departure. Limburg clearance Saratoga 15 Juliet Golf with X-ray north departure.
Saratoga 15 Juliet Golf, Limburg clearance, cleared out of San Diego Bravo airspace on departure for heading 310. Maintain V4 out below 2000 till advised. Departure frequency 119.6 and squawk 3515.
Okay, cleared out of the Bravo, fly 310 on departure, VFR out below 2000, frequency 119.6 and squawk 3515 for 15 Juliet Golf.
Saratoga 5 Juliet Golf, feedback correct.
Okay, great. Okay, so we've got that. We'll set our heading bug to 1 to 310. Unfortunately, now that I think about it, that's not working. So I don't have an easy way to set my heading bug, so we're just going to have to remember that 310 is going to be our heading. When we get up there, we're going to track the Oceanside VOR. We're going to fly the 326 radial for that. Which is about right.
Alaska 503, contact Oakland Center 127.45.
She's a little loud, but when the motor goes up, that'll be better anyway. Okay. 115.3 on the VOR. And then we're going to fly up along the coast. We're going to go 6,500 feet on the way up. Okay, let's go over ground 123.9. My frame's holding up pretty good. Then after ground, we're going to tower on 118.3. Okay. Stratix. Hey, Brickyard, how are you, man? It's great. I've got it. I haven't been able to fly with it yet because since 2507 is shut down at St. Pete, I had to scrub my cross-country because of the crosswind component. But I've had fun playing with it. It looks great, and I can't wait to use it in the real world. Okay. Okay, fuel pump off, beacon is on. We've got our flight plan entered in on the GPS. We are ready to go there. Okay, let's tell her that we are ready to go. Hi guys. We are on ground. Limburg, Saratoga 15 Julie Golf, north ramp, ready for taxi, departure north.
Saratoga 15 Juliet Golf, Limburg ground, runway 27 taxi via Charlie.
27 via Charlie, 15 Julie Golf. Okay. Let's go. We're flying the Saratoga today. I wasn't quite sure if the Piper Arrow was giving me the problems. You know, the last few times I've flown this flight, it exploded into a million pieces and I ended up at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. On VR a couple days ago, 2 days ago I guess, and yesterday in the home cockpit. I think the challenge, as I was looking at the logs, it seemed to crash when it was trying to ping the Oculus server. Oculus Rift got bricked over the last 2 days because of a certificate issue. So I'm wondering if maybe that was the problem. Brickyard, I don't know if you're paying attention, but yesterday on the stream I was wearing my awesome Sarasota Avion t-shirt. Tomek, good to see you. Biggest Studio, thanks for checking in. Kind of a hazy day here in San Diego. Oh, I don't like how it's... There we go, that's what I want to see. Just change my FPS settings there, 3J FPS. Not the greatest frames in the world, but it's tolerable right now. When we get out of San Diego, it'll be a little better. This is a intense airport. My patented 30-mile-an-hour taxi. Screech. I really wouldn't screech like that, but so it goes. Yeah, gotta represent is right. Okay, switch over to tower. Get our departure frequency up and ready. That is 119.6. And I guess we're gonna fly heading at 310 as soon as we're out of here. In fact, I think I'll just set this to 310 for now, and then we'll go to the radial when we need to, as soon as we're off departure, and that radial is going to be 326 next. Make a note of that, 326. Okay, flight controls, that goes up, that goes down, flaps are all the way up. Elevator pressure, rudder is working. Quick run up. Correct tank. EGT is good, section is good, oil pressure is good, fuel pressure is good, oil temperature is good, we have gas, amperage is good. Check our magnetos, going right, going left, and throttle back. Okay. We paused the video on the stream so that I don't eat up any more bandwidth. We're on tower frequency. Let's let her know we are ready. Lumber Tower, 15 Juliet Golf, holding short 27 at Charlie, ready for departure.
Saratoga 15 Juliet Golf, Limburg Tower, wind calm, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
27 clear for takeoff, 15 Juliet Golf. Okay, nobody's coming. I could probably eke out a few more frames if I adjusted my graphic settings very quickly. Although it's doing okay at 22, 23, 24. It'll be harder when we get over Los Angeles, so I might as well just do it now real quick. Only takes a second. Graphics, not that we would do this on the runway in the real world. That would not be smart. Okay, yeah, that gave me another 5 frames. Okay, we are on the center line. Our directional gyro and our compass agree. Everything is green, full power, prop and mixture. Off the brakes. RPM is, there we go, RPM looks good. Engine instruments are green, airspeed is alive. On the center line, well before our takeoff point. Rotation speed. Forgot that Saratoga is a little finicky. My trim wheel working. Just woke up. Stutters while it's waiting. There we go. Still over the field. Gear up. 310 on departure, at or below 2,000. Wonder what the source of these stutters are. Look at this. That's horrible.
Saratoga 5 Juliet Golf, your radar contact circuit departure.
Going departure, 15 Juliet Golf. Look at these stutters. SoCal departure, Saratoga 15 Juliet Golf, 1,700. Look at this. This is horrible. This just went off. For some reason, I just lost the GTN.
Saratoga 15 Juliet Golf, circuit departure, maintain appropriate VFR altitudes.
Maintain VFR altitudes, 15 Juliet Golf. Okay. Alright, we're at 2,000 feet. The Garmin is just rebooted for some reason. My trim wheel doesn't seem to be working. So here's one thing is that VR doesn't have all these problems. I mean, one of the challenges with a big cockpit like this is there's a million moving parts and things seem to be going wrong all the time. Like the fact that I can't get this trim wheel to work. It's alright, I'll just have to hold the elevator pressure manually right now. I just have to remember to wake it up. It's pain. Okay, so we still are under radar contact. We've got the VFR slot coming up here. She hasn't told me to resume my own navigation yet. The GTN is crashing repeatedly for some reason. So we are going to shut it off. We'll just turn it off and turn that off. And we'll fly without it. We've got the VOR. As soon as we're out of the Bravo, we'll fix our trim wheel. There's another stutter. So something's going on.
Saratoga 5 Juliet Golf, what's your planned on course heading?
Planned on course heading is 326. We're flying up to Van Nuys.
Saratoga 5 Juliet Golf, resuming location.
Resuming on nav, 15 Juliet Golf. Okay, so they've said maintain appropriate VFR altitudes. We can maintain on navigation now. Now we can go up to 3,500 feet or so. Go back to 326 is the heading we want. Another big stutter. So this is usually what happens
Someone calling Joshua approach.
When Windows is doing something. This is usually what I get. I'm not quite sure why it's choosing today to do this, but I noticed there are some strange windows.
Take a 5, Julia Golf, leaving Bravo airspace.
Leaving the Bravo, 15 Julia Golf. Okay. So we are going to go up to 6,500 feet now, which will keep us out of the, there's a slot here where it's 32 to 18 and then it's 68 to 10,000. And it's a VFR corridor, and then after that the shelf is 6,800. So we're going to be out of the Bravo now. We climb up to 6,500 feet, intercept our radial, and fly there the old way without the GPS. Let me catch up on some of the comments here. Morning, thanks Pedro, my pleasure. No, I'm seeing that on my monitor. Something was hitting the sim and taxing the PC pretty good. I'm not quite sure what it was. But that GTN Reality XP reset 3 times, so something was interrupting it. Alright. 6,500 feet. Catch our radial. Turn to our heading.
Call radio, check Bravo 5.
That's bad. Stutter is bad. I've got some tiles, you can't quite see them, but it didn't download the ocean tiles for some reason, or it didn't have them in the Bing database, so it looks poor.
Took 5 Julia Golf, did you want to continue with radar services?
We would like that very much, please.
Roger. Saratoga 5 Julia Golf, Palmer altimeter 3008.
3008, 15 Julia Golf. Next positive rate. Hey Phil. Yeah, we're trying. We're having all kinds of challenges today. Been a rough couple days around the old sim here recently. Still don't think my trim wheel's working. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. Sometimes I have to unplug it. That's a problem. Quickly before we seen it just paused on me there. Something is not right in the world of the sim. Quickly, joystick, trim wheel. Nope, no trim wheel today. And the mouse just seized up again. Something's wrong. Alright, well we'll just have to fly it with back pressure. We can do that. Okay, we're trying to get to where are we going to go? Well, the plan was to get across the coastal route transition and hopefully land at Van Nuys before I'm out of time. And I'm going to be out of time at about 1 o'clock. Another big stutter. I don't know what is doing that, but I got to find out. It's driving me nuts. Let's look at Project Lasso. Active processes. TI worker. I don't know what that is. I'm going to terminate it. Some system thing that was taking massive amounts of CPU bandwidth. Okay, that's gone now. Maybe that'll help. So we're going back up to 6,500 feet. That's our plan. Positive rate, I won't. I don't use FXX. I don't use FSX or P3D at all anymore. So I appreciate the comment. I'm glad you like my scenery, but I don't really see the point in it because I just want to build it for the sim I'm using. Got wandered from my radio there. We're obviously not using autopilot today. There's another delay, another stutter. Wonder what that could be. Sometimes X-Enviro gives me that. Let's turn off X-Enviro and see what we get. Update our weather. Sorry to do all this while you guys are watching live, but I want to get it right. See if that helps. We have to pay attention to the restricted area up here, 2503A and D. I don't like the lighting nearly as much as what we had before. I don't know if you guys know, but you can actually change your own your sky colors, your sky textures in the developer menu. So I can go to show sky colors and I can change it to say mountain. That's much better. High altitude, that makes it look nice and blue. That's a pretty good day. Stratosphere, I don't like that. Overcast. Orbit, high altitude, mountain. Altitude looks nice today. I think we'll stay with that. Even though we're not at high altitude. Okay, 6,500 feet. Let's level her off. Drop back. Make sure back a little bit. There we go, manifold pressure about 24 inches, that's good. I'm tempted to assign a key here to the trim. But it may be the trim wheel breaks in the real world one day, so we'll just practice it. Terrible stutters. Not good. There we go. I could just turn on the altitude, but I don't like to fly with the autopilot unless I have to. Would I say X-Plane is a lot better then? I switched for a reason. I mean, I love Prepared. And this stuttering that you're seeing today is not a function of X-Plane. That is a function of my PC doing something that is causing stutters. It could be that it's downloading virus definitions, although I thought I'd shut that off. I mean, you just never know with Windows. I'm ready to start with the flash install. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, when we're coming up to Oceanside VOR here, once we cross it, we're a little off our radial, but we're awfully close to the VOR, so we're going to call in and ask if 2503A or D is hot. We're talking to departure, right? So Cal 15 Julie Golf wants to check and see if the restricted area is hot today.
There's a 5 Julie Golf standby. Let me check on that for you.
Just going by the book. It's always hot down to 2,000.
Sierra 5 Juliet Golf, which ones are you going to be going through? Is that just going to be 2503 Alpha and Delta?
Affirmative, yeah, Pendleton. Should have told her that. Better find out soon, because we'll have to turn around. And flight simmer. We're going to do a turn here in a second if I don't hear back from her. That's weird. See how the textures just go dead out there? Wonder what that's about. Huh. That is.
So Ticket 15 Juliet Golf, they're both, I guess controlled by no TAMs, and there's none out for it right now, so it's considered cold at this moment.
Great, thanks for the help. Okay, we'll fly through it. Okay, we're gonna fly out of here, and we're gonna fly up the coast now. Easy for us to do. Just follow the coast, although my textures all just got blurry. I don't know if you can see. That is something, though, that's different. I'm not quite sure what that's about. We'll see as we get closer. All right. Okay, I'll take some questions here in a second. Let me just see what we're doing. Tell me it's an hour to the destination. Really? At 155 knots? Really? Oh, if I go all the way up to San Luis Obispo, it is. Let's change our flight plan. That was the original plan, was to go to San Luis Obispo. We've now amended that to go, let's just go to Van Nuys. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're looking at another 30 minutes. That'll be just on time. I might eke out a little more speed here. A little more manifold pressure. Ground speed's only 81 knots. We must have a serious headwind. 55 knot headwind? Are you kidding me? Can't be right. Oh, yeah. Huh. See, that's not right. This is telling me my ground speed is 157 knots. So there's something wonky here too. And my textures just came back. So things are a little bit bizarre here in X-Plane world. I have been running the VR beta software, and it hasn't had real problems. It runs great in VR. But I noticed that things aren't quite exactly how they should be all the time in the VR sim. Okay, Chigi, good to see you. Are you going to develop it? Fair enough. Yeah, so anyway, I was saying about X-Plane. I mean, I left prepared for a reason. I loved it. I thought it was great, but I just find, especially the ability to get orthographic scenery, where, you know, it really looks, I mean, you're looking at satellite quality imagery with terrain and with buildings and roads and stuff on top of it. It just changes the game. Okay, we've got Charlie coming up here. The top of the shelf there is 5,400 feet. That should be no factor. And then as we start to get close to where we are abeam of the LAX-1, or abeam the Thomas Vincent Bridge, it'll be time for us to start getting ready to fly the coastal route transition. Coastal route transition, if we look at our Los Angeles TAC supplemental, calls for us to be established southbound on the Los Angeles 323 degree radial. Might as well get that ready to go. And that we will, or northbound, we'll start on the 123 radial, and then we will fly the 323 out. So we might as well get ready for that. This thing turns very slowly, so I need to turn it slowly. She also should be giving me a new frequency here in a few minutes. Flight Sims Magil, mic sounds bad on record and on stream. How do you... I don't know why your mic sounds bad. One thing you might look at is in the audio settings for Windows, if Windows is what you're using, there is a... just one second. There's a setting called the AGC Automatic Gain Control, and it can... oh. Pardon me. It... My goodness. It over-amplifies the mic a lot, AGC. And I have to turn the AGC off for mine to sound normal. That might be your issue. Okay, we're going to go and establish on the 123 radial for LAX, and then we're going to go out once we cross into the 323 radial. We'll be assigned an altitude that will either be 65 or 5,500 feet. I picked 65, hoping that that's where they put us. And we'll need to have clearance for that before we get to the Bravo for sure. How do I stream my camera? I use OBS, and it's my GoPro, and I have hooked my GoPro up to basically a USB video card that you plug into the PC. It allows it to read it, and then OBS just sees it as a webcam. I had used a webcam once or twice, but I preferred the GoPro. That's how I'm doing that. Father, son, good to see you. Good luck. Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get for taking lunch. Did I figure out why the sim kept crashing? I think it was the Oculus problem. Even though I wasn't running VR, it was calling the Oculus server, and that certificate, all the Oculus...
Sir, take a 5, Julia, Golf, contact Circle Approach 128.1.
Going to approach 2.1, 15 Julia. SoCal approach, Saratoga 15 Julia Golf 6,500.
Saratoga 15 Julia Golf Circle Approach, drop an altimeter 3008.
3008, 15 Julia Golf. Getting some interesting turbulence and gusts here as we're flying along. So I think it was that Oculus issue. We haven't crashed yet. I didn't get any further than the Oceanside VOR last time. We haven't had that problem, but we'll see. Just for those who might be curious what I mean by the orthographic software, I mean, you can have photorealistic software quite easily in X-Plane. You burn it down, you can just download it, burn it yourself for free. I'll make this quick turn here so you guys can sort of see what I mean. That's just looks like you're flying right over the real thing. And I got to get back up to 6,500 feet. To the Saratoga is pretty easy to do. Looks like we have an aircraft carrier down here. Every once in a while, X-Plane puts an aircraft carrier off the coast. Makes it kind of fun. Okay, we're coming up Charlie Space. We should probably tell her pretty soon here that we're going to be switching. And they are going to give us SoCal approach on 127.2 for the transition. So let's just read it one more time. Enter the process of being the Thomas Vincent Bridge. Outbound on 123 radio, outbound 23 radio. Exiting the process, maintain altitude VR, altitude 5,500, 6,500. See what she gives us. So we're going to be ready for that. If we do go to that frequency next, 127.2. And while we're briefing on this, let's also get the LAX VOR up and running. It's 113.6. Let's ident that. Okay. All right. It's going to be fun landing with no trim wheel. We'll see how that works out. We're getting 50 frames a minute right now, which is good. No clouds. Up high. Half of it's ocean. Makes it easy. Hello, Brazil. Okay. This is going to come up on us faster than we think. And we need to definitely stay out of the Bravo. It's a 7,000 foot shelf, and then it's an 8,000 foot shelf. So we're at 65, which is fine. But I don't want to go up to 7 and run into the Bravo. So I'll have to be attentive to that. Coming up to John Wayne Airport up here on our right. Whatever was causing the stutters has stopped. That's good news. Pardon my cough. Oh, 15 minutes. I don't think I'm going to make it. 18 minutes to the destination. Maybe we can eke a little more speed out of it. It's gonna be tough. Let's call her and let her know now. SoCal approach 15 Julie Golf. We'd like to request the coastal route if we could.
35 Juliet Roger, remain outside Bravo airspace. Report over St. Vincent Thomas Bridge, VFAR 6500.
Stay out of the Bravo, report abeam the bridge and maintain 6500, 15 Juliet Golf. Okay. So, hand flying at 6,500 feet without trim is going to be a challenge, but we just have to pay attention. I may not watch the chat quite as much. So the bridge is right up in here, and that's basically where we're going to go. And then from there we fly on the 123 radial. And it's the inverse. It's actually the 303 radial. On the way there, I might as well just make it that. Make it easier on myself. so I don't have to worry about reverse sensing. Oh, there it turned fast. Looks like my Fly with Lewis script is working again. Huh. Interesting. It wasn't working the other day. Okay, we're past John Wayne, Long Beach on the right, Catalina Island on the left, 6,500 feet. Yeah. Huh. Are you using OBS? Father, son? Cruising along at a pretty good now. Okay, we'll cross the radial, and then when we're out, we'll ask to get down to Bravo, Van Nuys pretty quickly. And a freeze. I don't want either of those.
617 Alpha Whiskey, Santa Barbara, approach, go ahead.
Let's just see here real quick. Let's get briefed on Van Nuys. The ASOS is
617 Alpha Whiskey, Squawk 4461. IDEN, advise you of Santa Barbara weather and aircraft type.
Tower is 119.3, ground is 121.7. Okay, don't have to worry about that now. Okay, we are coming up to the bridge. We are at 6,500 feet. It's not hard to know where the LX radial is. It's
617 Alpha Whiskey, radar contact 16 miles southwest of Caveata VOR, Santa Barbara altimeter 3007. Expect runway 1 of the 15, so 15 right or 15 left. Tower will let you know.
Yeah, so it's not loading my textures at a real distance for some reason. It seems to have a pretty... It's interesting. Seems like a memory problem. Okay, well, we're coming up here to Thomas Vincent Bridge and the Bravo, so she's got to give us permission to enter here pretty soon. Uh-oh, we just lost an FIP. All kinds of power problems going on. She better give us approval pretty soon because we're about to fly into the Bravo. SoCal approach 15 Julie Golf is coming and beam the bridge.
Sierra take a 5 Juliet Golf and text the bridge 134.9er.
134.90 15 Juliet Golf. You got 15 Juliet Golf 134. 6,400.
Sierra take a 15 Juliet Golf SoCal approach Los Angeles altimeter 3009er, cleared through Los Angeles proper airspace via the coastal route, maintain VFR 6,500 while inside proper airspace.
3009er, cleared through the coastal, maintain 6,500 in the Bravo, 15 Juliet Golf. Okay, we're on our radial, get up to our altitude, adjust our altimeter, 3009, she told us. Oops, wrong one. There we go. And now we just fly this heading, this radial 323. stay at 6,500 feet. We'll fly right over the top of LAX. And then once we're over the top of LAX, we fly the 323 radial. We're on the 303 inbound right now. It's hard doing this without a trim wheel. Yeah, I don't know if the stream's working or not. Just need to fly this like I'm flying VFR, or I can fly an IFR under the hood. Just fly the instruments. There we go, just loaded. Yeah, it's interesting, it's not loading all the textures in the distance quite as well as it normally does. It might have changed the settings somewhere along the way. But now it looks like Los Angeles, which is nice. I can actually see Van Nuys in the distance. The visibility is so good, it's out there. Wandered a little bit on our altitude, coming up over LAX. This actually isn't the mini route, this is the coastal route. It's 6,500 feet over the LAX VOR. The mini route is still where you go from Santa Monica to LA Tower to LAX Tower to Hawthorne Tower in short order, when you fly right over the center of LAX at 2,000 feet. The mini route's fun. You gotta switch your frequencies fast. Okay, we're coming up to the VOR, then we're going to switch, if we read our plate, over to the 323 radial. Van Nuys Zeta is going to be 127.55. She may give us another frequency change before then. We'll see. How am I doing on time? 5 minutes. Ooh. Gonna be tight. Might be a little late. We're right over the top of the VOR, so our needle's starting to deflect quite a bit. And our next heading is going to be 323, so let's get that set. Right over the top of the VOR. Perfect. Okay, start our turn to 323. That was the middle marker for LAX. We're right over the top of LAX. That's funny. Okay, 323. Let's ask her if we can get the weather. So, Cockpit, Saratoga 15 Julie Golf would like to get the Van Nuys weather.
Saratoga 5 Julie Golf frequency change approved, or are you not able to pick it up and you need me to give it to you, or?
No, I was just going to switch over and check it.
Roger.
Okay.
Sir, correction, Warrior 7 Alpha Whiskey, set above air.
No weather coming through on that frequency. I built the Van Nuys airport. I might have gotten the weather frequency wrong. Let's get a quick METAR. METAR is winds calm 3007. Okay, fine. We're back. Let's get ready with tower 119.3. We're gonna have to manage altitude once we're out of the Bravo. because we have to get down. Obviously, we want to stay out of the Charlie airspace for Burbank, which is 48 to 3. And the Van Nuys Delta is 3,000 down, although if we're talking to Van Nuys, we should be okay. But we still don't want to run into the Charlie.
Clear 7 Alpha Whiskey. Do you contact Santa Barbara Tower 119.7?
Downtown Los Angeles, off to the right. Los Angeles. Oh man. My forearms are getting tired.
Clear 617 Alpha Whiskey, Santa Barbara Tower, enter right, downwind, runway 15 right, report Midville.
So we'll continue on this heading for a little bit while we descend. Van Nuys is at 800 feet, so pattern altitude is 1,800. Yeah. I've crept up to 67. Let's get down before I get noticed. There we go. 180 knots. The meeting starting in 1 minute. It's going to be fast. Warn somebody. Fly and text at the same time. Okay, that's taken care of. We're still established on the correct radial, give or take a few feet. 6,500 feet. We're coming over the top of the mountains. We're going to clear the Bravo here in a second. And I'm going to ask her if I can switch over to Van Nuys Tower. We're going to start slowing down. Back off the manifold pressure. Okay, we are now out of the Bravo. We are clear of the Bravo airspace. I'm going to ask her if we can switch over. Quick approach 15 Julie Golf would like to switch over to Van Nuys Tower.
5 Julie Golf, your Bravo airspace, radar services terminated. Squawk VFR, contact Van Nuys Tower 19.3.
Squawk VFR and go over to Van Nuys Tower on 9.3, 15 Julie. Okay, let's do that now. We are 6 miles southwest, right? 6 miles southwest? 6 miles southwest. Van Nuys Tower, Saratoga 15 Julie Golf is 6 miles southwest, 6,300 inbound for full stop. Start going down.
Saratoga 15 Julie Golf, Van Nuys Tower, enter right, downwind, runway 16 right, report Midville.
Enter right downwind for 16 right, report midfield 15 Julie Golf. Okay, let's start to visualize that. 16 right. Right downwind. Okay, well we're a little high for that right now, so we're going to do a quick loop-de-loop. What's the Bravo there is 5,000 feet. We need to come down below that. But we're setting up well for a 45-degree entry into right downwind for 16 right, so we'll keep coming down here. Get below 5,000 so I don't have to worry about the Bravo. And checklist, landing lights on, fuel pump. Okay, we're below 5,000. We can start this left-hand turn. beneath us. Good to exercise my flying brain today. Our ears are popping on this descent.
So we're over Tower 6 was on for whiskey. That was 15 right.
We're 7 off of whiskey, affirmative right downwind, runway 15 right.
Right downwind for 15 right, 6% off whiskey.
Okay. We're going down. Okay, even though we're talking to air traffic control, we don't need to worry about Charlie here. We are going down below 3,000 feet. We're still quite fast, 136 knots, but we'll take care of that in a second. Coming down to pattern altitude. Again, no trim wheel. So we're gonna just use our forearms.
Center Barbara approach 6% off of whiskey is midfield for 15 right.
Okay, we can put in our first notch flaps here in a minute.
Warrior 7 Alpha Whiskey, runway 15 right,
Full prop.
land, wind,
mixture.
14 at 7.
Fuel pump,
Clear to
beacon
land,
landing.
15 right, 7 off whiskey.
Go down to 2,300 feet. About 500 ahead of pattern altitude. That's good. Frame rates are looking good. Little lag on the stream I see. Okay. There is the airport.
Baker Feet Tower, Eclipse 851 Tango Bravo is southeast
Pulling on this
1
back
miles
pressure
from
now.
the
Come
field
down
with
1,800 feet.
Quebec, looking for full stop landing.
Inverse of 1.6. So we have a visual for
Or 851 Tango Bravo Bakersfield Tower, are you inbound to land or are you departing the
There we go.
airport?
Coming down to
Inbound
1,800
to
feet.
land.
There's the runway. Start joining the downwind.
851 Tango Bravo, make straight in runway 30 right, report 3 mile final.
Straight in runway 30 right and we'll report 3 mile final 1 Tango Bravo.
Coming down to 1,800 feet. There we go. Pattern altitude. Joining downwind. Go down to 100 knots. And we are go. 340. Established on the downwind at pattern altitude. A little low. This airplane moves around a lot.
Center Barbara Tower 6%
First
off
notch.
whiskey is clear of
Coming up.
15 right at Echo.
Delaware midfield.
There's 7 Alpha Whiskey, taxi to Parkway via Echo. Cross runway 15 left at Echo, this frequency.
Cross 15 left at
First
Echo.
notch.
This frequency, taxi to parking 6% off whiskey.
Van Nuys Tower 15 Julie Golf midfield 16 right.
Saratoga 5 Julie Golf, runway 16 right, clear to land, 1 call.
Clear to land 16 right, 15 Julie Golf. Okay, gear down. Okay, touchdown point. Gas is to fullest tank. Undercarriage is down and locked. Mixture is rich, prop is full. Start flying her downhill. Our base turn. Next notch. Turn on a final. I built this Van Nuys, by the way. Quite proud of it.
Radio check.
Although pride goes before the fall. Right on the glide slope, one right, one red. Pardon the pun. Coming in, speed looked good, 8 knots. Take a little power out. Wind's calm. We're gonna go to the west GA ramp. Oh, don't crash now, baby. Have terrible shimmering because I backed off the anti-aliasing quite a bit. I don't know how it looks to you, but it looks awful to me.
Bravo, 3 mile 5.
Seven Ray 51 Tango Bravo, runway 30 right, clear to land, wind calm.
With that stutter, I got
3 direct and 1 Tango Bravo.
a little off the center line. Final flaps. Let's get over here. There we go. A little firm. I'm not used to flying to Saratoga. I rolled out of the pressure a little too fast on the manifold pressure. And I was really pulling back on the elevator with no trim. See if we can stop here. We'll do the next one. Not a perfect greaser, but we'll take it.
Saratoga 5 Juliet Golf, exit right on hotel, taxi to parking via Alpha, remain this frequency. Have a great afternoon.
Hotel to Alpha, down this frequency to parking 15 Juliet Golf. Thank you for your help.
Pleasure.
She's always very nice. Okay, flaps up. Clean up the airplane. Strobes off. Fuel pump off. Landing lights off. Oh, I stopped the airplane completely. That's what happens if you go too far out of the pressure. Okay, unfortunately I have to get on a phone call. Glad you guys could join me. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you check out the Van Nuys Airport here that I designed. It's quite good, I think, if I may say so myself, and I designed it entirely using default objects. So it's part of X-Plane now, which is cool. We'll pull in right here by these cones by the tower. And avionics off. Throttle out, mixture, pump, switch, keys. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching. That was a quick flight. I'm glad it finally made it. I seem to have solved the crashing problem, which is good. There's some weird other glitches going on, but I'll fix those. And I just wanted to say thanks, everybody, for watching, and tune in for the next video from On the Glide Slope. Thanks.